And then Gracie will be out there with you guys in a minute.
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton. Are you Kristen Kinney?
Yes.
All right, let me give you a name here.
I just got on there because I am not.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, sir.
Okay. All right, let me put you in the waiting room. We're ready to start here in just a minute. I'm bringing people in one by one here, all right? I'll be right back with you, so stay right where you are. I've got a good signal. I can see you and hear you.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Are you Dan Doyle?
I am. Good morning.
Welcome to Centerville. You ever been here before?
Actually, not in a long time.
Well, I've been here for 41 years. I don't know how long that is. But your client's in the waiting room. Bring him in just a moment.
Okay.
We may need the prosecutor's help on this. I guess Zoom was a blessing for you and for him. We can finally get this 2015 case resolved. All right, stick around. We're going to bring a few people in here. Jeanette Jackson from the Public Defender Office is here on the feed with us. I haven't yet set everything up. I'm just sort of getting set up. We're probably going to need prosecutor's help. Jeanette, this is an old case from 2015. Mr. Rebar failed to appear for some hearings and warrants have issued. Have you got any plea offer in this?
No, this was a bench warrant, right? Okay.
Well, he never appeared for arraignment on an old driving suspended charge on a ticket written by Matt Berry. So we'll probably need Debbie's help or someone here. So, all right. Here in St. Joe County, we start early in the morning. A lot of places they don't start till 9 or so. We start at 8:30. We really turn the feed on right at 8. Makes for early morning. The man that started our court, Judge William McManus, was an early morning people. So for more than 50 years, we started at 8 o'clock in the morning. We get a lot done between 8 and 9. I'm going to send the prosecutor. They're not late. We aren't set till 8:15, but the problem is we can't really discuss your case much without the prosecutor's help. This may be the situation where they would make a plea offer to reduce it, get it over with, and save your client some grief.
Yes.
So just stick with us here. What's your P number, Mr. Doyle?
It's P73181.
I assume you appear in virtual courts all over the place, but it's a relatively new phenomenon. Within the last year, we've all become Zoom lawyers. I spend almost all my day in this room by myself with nobody else in here other than by Zoom. Okay, Jeanette, we got a Howard case, a Constantine case, Kristen Kinney. She is here. And do you have any offer in that one?
No, I have no offers from anyone.
Or apparently they aren't doing that anymore. They historically have done that. Maybe now they're just coming. I'm gonna invite Debbie Davis and Howard Bush.
Oh, I can't see what one. Let me see. What she's done. 817. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Coleman. I can't see you very well. Can you hear me? Good morning. Is Jay there with you? Good morning. Could you unmute your mic? Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. This is Judge Middleton. I'm going to ask you to take your hat off. You look like Silent Bob.
Sorry.
We'll be with you here in just a minute. We're about to start our morning, so you're in the right spot. And this is a Borough case. Let me get situated here.
Hey.
All right. I'm going to bring everybody else in. We'll get started. It's a bit early, but there's no harm in that. Good morning, all. This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the court in Centerville. You're here for an arraignment. I'll just let you know we are live on YouTube. We're on the Zoom platform, and this is being recorded. The arraignment is the process where the judge tells you what you're charged with and asks you how you wish to plead to the charge. I will tell you what the charge is. I'll tell you, for example, Mr. Coleman is charged with no valid operator's license. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Does carry 2 points. Normal fine for that is $200. Defendant missed a court hearing and posted some bond. You've actually got enough money to pay your fine in your bond, Mr. Coleman. Anyway, I'll ask you how you wish to plead to the charge. If you plead guilty, I'll ask you some questions to make sure you are guilty. And if you are, then I'll make sure you understand what you're doing. And if I accept your plea, I'll probably be able to do the sentence here this morning. If you had a trial, you would have the right to have an attorney to represent you. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But let's start with you, Mr. Coleman. You got a ticket in Burr Oak on October 4th of last year, 2020. You'd missed some court appearances in front of Judge Pattison. He issued a bench warrant. You posted a bond, and I've got $300 of bond to pay a $200 fine. It's alleged that on or about October 4th, you were driving a car in the village of Burr Oak. How do you plead to that charge?
I plead guilty.
All right, where were you going?
I was actually driving from my grandmother's to my girlfriend's uncle's house because she said that the car was having problems. And I just wanted to get behind the wheel and see if I can figure it out for myself.
And you don't presently have a valid driver's license?
I did not know.
White Pigeon and Burr Oak are a long ways away from each other. Your grandmother lives in Burr Oak?
Go ahead.
Grandmother lives in Colon, and we were driving to.
He knows that you're in there.
I had to mute that lady. She's making too much background noise. Anyway, the relevant point is you didn't have a valid license. I don't think you owe anything else. Let's take a look. Yeah, you do. You've got a couple of other unpaid tickets. I'm going to use some of your bond to apply on the other tickets. In fact, I'm going to give $0 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, which is $125. I'll apply $300 of bond. Did you spend a night in jail when you got picked up on the bench warrant before you posted the bond?
I did not know.
All right, I'm going to apply the $175 remaining of your bond. To your other outstanding ticket, 201437. Which will make a dent on it. You owe $225 on that, and you owe $215 on another one. Theoretically, it should have been a warrant for your arrest for failing to pay on the other ticket. I'll give you some advice. Stop driving.
I had 2 other tickets.
You got a no valid ops in 2020 and a no proof of insurance, probably at the same time.
I didn't know about either of those.
Well, let's take a look.
Just like with this ticket, I told the officer that the address on my ID card wasn't the address that I was living at, and he still.
Well, that's your problem. They don't forward Secretary of State mail, and they send it to the address that's on your license or your ID. So if you move and you don't tell the Secretary of State, you don't get the notice. But you obviously you got a ticket. The officer handed you the ticket. Sometime in 2020. So you got charged with the same thing twice in a year. I just cut you a big break and gave you $0 fine and used your balance of your bond to pay on one of your existing tickets. So you owe a total of $265 and you should be able to get your tickets all paid off. But all right, you're good to go. Let me ask you this. Did anyone threaten you to get you to plead to this?
I'm sorry?
Did anybody threaten you to try to get you to plead to this?
No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
No.
All right, you're good to go, sir. Stop driving till you get this squared away and come pay off the rest of that stuff and you'll be in better shape. Don't come back for a while, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're good to go. I'll remove you. Good morning, Howard.
Good morning.
We have an old case to take care of, but I'm gonna need Debbie Davis's help, so we're gonna take care of your case. Miss Kinney is here. I muted her because she's making so much noise. Miss Kinney, could you unmute your microphone?
Hello.
You weren't
Sorry
making
about
noise.
that.
Oh, that's what happens when people appear from home and their kids are there and an explosion happens. And anyway, you got a ticket in Constantine on April 20th for driving without a license, same charge as the last guy, and for failing to yield.
Yeah.
Mr. Howard Bush is the Constantine Village Attorney. We can see him from the eyes up in the picture there, but he's the attorney for Constantine. Let me tell you that charge is that's better. We can see all of you now, Howard. It's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus costs. Carries 2 points. And let's take a look. And then the other failure to yield is a civil infraction, punishable by a fine of up to $120. Howard, is there any plea offer in this case?
I would, if she would admit to the driving while unlicensed, I would dismiss the failure to yield.
All right. That would save you $120. Now, it doesn't look like you have any baggage on here. You just don't have a license. So that's what the charge is, and he'll dismiss the other charge.
Your Honor,
Do you understand?
Your Honor, I hate to interrupt, but may I?
Yes.
On her ticket, she also has another civil infraction of a child restraint violation that was not addressed.
Oh, yes, there it is. Thank you, Jeanette. It's behind the other one. Also, no child seatbelt. Would you dismiss that one also, Howard?
Yes.
All right, he's going to dismiss both civil infractions. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Kristen, you live at 700 Riverside Drive. Are you Barb Kinney's daughter?
Yes.
Okay. So you're a longtime Constantine resident. Anyway, Mr. Bush is offering to dismiss about $215 worth of civil infractions if you plead to the principal charge of driving without a license. It does carry 2 points and it will go on your driving record, but it looks to me like you're eligible to get your license, you just haven't done it.
Yeah.
How do you plead to his plea offer?
Guilty.
Where were you going?
To pick up my niece. My mom was sick.
Pick up your beast.
Niece.
Oh, niece, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Where was she?
At the daycare. Lilliput.
Well, this isn't that terrible, Miss Kinney. Nothing too bad is going to happen, but you're going to need to pay this ticket and stop driving till you get a license. You never took driver's ed?
No.
It's a little harder to get a license if you don't do that, but it's also hard right now because the Secretary of State is under COVID restrictions, but you are eligible to get your license. There isn't anything here that tells me you're not.
Okay. I'm trying.
All right, well, here you owe a $100 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $225. Other than what I said here in the plea offer from Mr. Bush, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this
No.
or threaten you?
No.
All right, how long will it take you to pay that $225?
Probably in June.
All right, how about if we make it due by the end of the month? That'd be
Okay.
June 30th. Now, if you need more time, come see me. The goal is to get the fine paid, not to put you in jail.
Okay.
$225. You're still at the Riverside Drive address.
Yes.
All right, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, we'll send that to you. $225 by the end of June. This will go on your driving record. has a no operator's license, which is a fairly minor misdemeanor, in fact, very minor misdemeanor. And the civil infractions totaling $215 are dismissed. This matter is concluded. Ms. Kinney, you're free to go on about your business.
Thank you, sir.
Don't drive anymore till you get it straightened out, okay?
I won't.
Okay, very good, thank you. Say
Thank
hello to your
you.
mother. All right, Howard, is that the only village case we had
That's the
today?
only one.
All right, thank you. I don't think you'll see her driving anymore, but she'll be back if she does. All right, Mr. Rebar and Mr. Doyle, you're watching our arraignments. We're still waiting for the prosecutor to log in to assist us, so I'm gonna bring in another customer.
Okay.
If you need me for anything else, holler.
All right, thank you, Howard. Oh, just as he hung up. Good morning. Are you Alicia Hall? Could you unmute your microphone?
I am. So sorry about that.
This is Judge Middleton. This hearing was set for 8:15 and you logged in at about 8:24.
I've been trying. I kept putting it in and it just kept telling me that it was unavailable. I don't know if it was my phone or if I was mistyping it, but I was trying so hard.
All right, well, you're here now. The problem is I just lost the white pigeon, the Constantine attorney, Mr. Bush. The file number here is 21529OT. You're charged with driving suspended under Constantine Village Ordinance.
Mhm.
And Laura, would you call Howard and ask him to log back in? You got this ticket and then you failed to appear, so we did a show cause, but you're here now.
Yes, about that. We had our first court date. I had my first court date with you, and you said that I had to be seen by another judge, that they would get a hold of me. Well, when the paper came in the mail for the next court date, I was actually on vacation with my family. When I got back from vacation, I called them and they said that they had already scheduled another court date, and that was this one here.
All right, well, we got it done, except by about 2 seconds, we lost Mr. Bush. So I'm gonna ask him to rejoin us, so
Yep.
stay right where you are.
Oh, of course.
All right, well, let's talk to Mr. Rebar and Mr. Doyle. We'll at least get started here. This is file 151565, People versus Gerald Stephen Rebar Jr. That's you, sir?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Rebar, you got a ticket here in St. Joseph County in 2015 from Trooper Matthew Baird at US 131 and Broadway, just outside of Three Rivers. That's a very busy intersection. It's been redone since you were there. Then you called, said you had no ride. Then essentially you just never showed up. You were living at that time in Clinton Township. I think now you're in, I'm not sure where you are, Utica or St. Clair Shores.
I'm in St. Clair Shores. I'm in St. Clair Shores now, Your Honor.
All right. Anyway, after all these years, you never showed up. So you got eventually picked up on a bench warrant and posted a $500 bond.
Yes, I did.
And that's more than enough to pay the ticket. My question is whether the prosecutor will reduce the charge to something less, like allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. That's why I'm waiting for her, assistant
That
prosecutor.
would be nice.
Now, so stick around. we're still waiting for her to turn in. Now, Trooper Barry, he was a fine road officer. Miss Jackson and I worked with him for years. He's now a detective, but he is still with the Michigan State Police and available to testify if need to be. But let's see if the prosecutor will reduce this, not further damage.
I don't know if you need him, Your Honor, because I'm guilty. I know I am.
Well, if you get this driving suspended, it's going to further suspend your driver's license. The fact that you're willing to plead is admirable, but let's just wait a minute. You won't be any worse off if they're willing to reduce it to something less. It could cause you less grief. So she's probably caught in another spot. So just stick around here, and we'll talk to Miss Hall. Howard, just as we hung up, Miss Hall was able to log in. She got a ticket in file 21529OT in Constantine on March 10th. We had some trouble getting the date set. She's here now.
What is her name?
Let's take Alicia May Hall. Let's take a look at her driving record.
She has an unpaid ticket in this court for plate, I think it is.
I do?
Wait,
Also expired.
I don't see her on my cheat sheet for today. Let's take a
Well, it
look.
looks like she's had a pretrial scheduled by Judge Pattison back in March. She also expired on 3 days or 7 days before she got this ticket. So she expired on 3/3. The ticket was 3/10, I believe.
I was just waiting to get into the DNB. I had an appointment that I showed the police officer.
Well, she also had the unpaid ticket on that date, which made her suspended plus expired. So your suspension, unfortunately, is going to trump the expiration.
I don't see it.
What?
Everything, I've taken care of everything. I paid for it. The day that I got pulled over, I went and took care of everything.
Oh,
I got
okay.
suspension paid for, everything.
That ticket was paid on March 12th.
Okay, it's not showing on the lien that we have right now. It's not.
Yeah, that lien was ran before she paid. So the ticket is, she has nothing outstanding as unpaid.
Okay.
Yeah, I went that day, and then I've also got my registration and everything now. I've got it all taken care of.
All right.
I would reduce it down.
Would this be a 257-326?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just wait a minute here. Let me make some notes. Did you get into SOS to get your license back?
I have everything already taken care of. I have my license my license isn't suspended anymore. I've got my new registration. I've got my new everything. Everything is fully legal, 100% taken care of now.
Very good. I wish that happened more often.
I didn't even know that I had a suspended license. And when I found out, I just faced the ticket, and it was 2 days after I got the ticket. That Friday, I went and I took care of everything.
What's your occupation, Miss Hall?
I work for Forest River.
Okay, very good. Which plant?
121 right in White Pigeon. I just started there this week, actually.
Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, now let's talk about what this plea offer is, which Mr. Rebar is interested if he could get the same offer. It's a misdemeanor. It's called allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It's a legal fiction. The other that you're allowing to violate the motor vehicle code is yourself. But it's important. Could you put that down, please? We are in a court proceeding. Thank you.
Sorry.
It doesn't carry any points. It doesn't go on your driving record, and it won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your license, which you've now done. So in that respect, it's very good, but it does generate some fine money for the village of Constantine. Other than that, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
Oh, no.
Or threaten you?
No.
Where were you going the day you got stopped?
I was picking my children up from school.
All right, and you did everything right. So I wish, as I said, more people did what you did. I'm gonna make the fine 75 rather than 100. $75, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. $200 due by June 30th.
Okay.
Can you pay that by then?
I sure can, sir.
Where did you go on vacation?
Where did I went on? We just went down to Ohio to visit some family,
Okay.
and we were just
All
down
right.
there for a week. And
Let
that's
me repeat. This won't go on your driving record. It won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your driving privileges. And you're good to go as soon as you pay that fine.
awesome.
It
And then
looks
I
like-
come right up there to the courthouse, correct, to pay that?
Yes,
Okay.
or call it online, or send in a certified check or money order.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
I'm all good?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. You're good to go. I'll remove you. Howard, I told you we were good to go last time, and 1 second after I hung up, she logged in, but I think we're done this time, so.
Hey, she
I'll let
wasn't
you-
on my list. Anyway.
Well, she was a show cause because she had missed a previous date because of that trip to Ohio. So,
I
she-
guess I do remember.
we got done what we needed to do, so. All right, thank you. All right, now I got an email from Deborah Davis. Let's see where she is. I can log in around 8:45. Casey is doing pre-trials. All right. She's caught in something else, so we're in limbo. All right, we'll wait and see. Mr. Doyle, do you have a sense of what the current status of Mr. Rebar's license is?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the only issue that's holding his license from being reinstated. So that's why we're here, trying to get it resolved.
All right. If he gets a DWLS, he isn't going to get reinstated. That's why
Exactly.
he was willing to take his lumps, but let's see if the prosecutor will give some consideration. So in the meantime, we're in what we call hurry up and wait mode, where we spend a lot of our time. Let's go through who else was supposed to be here. Mandy Allen has a show cause. She's supposed to be here this morning. She's not, but Mr. Gibson will be here this afternoon. We may try again. Dylan Moon, file 202850 and 2851, driving suspended and someone under 21 having marijuana plaints, has attorney Timothy George, and he failed to appear for last pretrial. And this is a show cause. I'm going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest. Let's try to call him.
automated voice messaging system. 26947927748 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton calling from the bench in Centerville for Dylan James Moon. Mr. Moon, you failed to appear for a last pretrial. We set a show cause for this morning. You failed to appear today. I'm issuing a bench warrant for your arrest with a total of $500 bond, $250 per file. My strong suggestion is you contact your lawyer, Mr. Tim George. Thank you. Have a nice day.
If you're satisfied with the message, press 1.
Yeah, it was great. We spend a lot of time spinning our wheels because people don't show up when they're supposed to, including Mr. Rebar. We probably got an hour's worth of tail chasing over the last 5 years in his case, but he's here now, so maybe we'll be able to accomplish something. Your punishment is you have to sit here and wait for the prosecutor to log in, see if they'll grant you some consideration. Also, Mandy Lynn Allen has failed to appear. Let's try to call her. Good morning. Who am I speaking with? This is Judge Middleton. Is this you, Mandy?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You were supposed to be here in court this morning at 8:15. But what I want you to do, Mandy, your lawyer, Mr. Gibson, is going to be here at 3:15 this afternoon. I want you to call the court. I want you to call the court at 3 o'clock, okay? And we'll deal with it when your lawyer is here.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Jeff.
Right.
I'm so sorry. I thought it was...
Well, you have several cases and...
I believe the first of next month?
Yeah, you may be confused, so call in this afternoon when Mr. Gibson is here and we'll see what we can accomplish, okay?
Okay.
3 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, that's better than a bench warrant. We'll just try to deal with her this afternoon. What else have we got? Mason Scott Schuster. This is so very inefficient when people don't show up when they're supposed to. Mason Scott Schuster, file 21818, is set for an arraignment this morning. And he has failed to appear. And we'll do a order to show cause. I don't have a phone number. That's a relatively new phenomenon. I'm sure Judge McManus never called anybody one time in the 30 years he was here, but now that we're on Zoom and we have a phone number, it's better if I can roust them out than issue a bench warrant. Anyway, this dude didn't show up, and we'll do an order to show cause first. James Earl Singleton also fails to appear. Guess he's busy. Charge of driving suspended. Okay, Deborah sent me another email. Let's see what she says. Maybe she could solve our problem. Oh, she's not even here. All right, it looks like she would do it allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. All right, I think we solved our problem. All right, Miss Davis actually had an appointment. Mr. Johnson, the other prosecutor's tied up in pretrials, but she sent me an email, plea offer, and she says they would accept allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code if he otherwise has his license ready to be returned. Mr. Doyle, you represent that the defendant has got everything else squared away and this is the only thing that's keeping him from getting his license?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Rebar, allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, you've heard it a couple of times this morning, carries no points, no driver responsibility fee, and it won't get abstracted to your license. It won't affect your ability to get your license. You've otherwise got it straightened out. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Schuster, you're a bit late, but I'll be with you in just a moment. Thank you.
I'm sorry about that, sir. I was trying to find out how to use the Zoom. I was trying to get it on my laptop, but then it wouldn't let me sign in on my laptop, so I had to download it on my phone and then download or get onto the Zoom. I'm sorry about that, sir.
All right, well, you're here now. We'll take care of our business here in a minute.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Rebar, were you driving a car here in St. Joe County on June 25th of 2000?
Yes, I was.
Where were you going?
I was going to Chicago. I was just passing through.
That happens a lot. Three Rivers is about halfway between Chicago and Detroit. And
Yes.
We get a lot of tickets up and down 131. Particularly there. On a Notre Dame, Michigan football day, we get all kinds of tickets for people passing from Ann Arbor to South Bend. but as I indicated, it's a very busy intersection. Was your license suspended at that time?
Yes, apparently, yes, it was.
All right. What do you do, sir? What's your occupation?
I do construction and remodeling.
Well, you've been driving around for the last 5 years without a valid license.
No,
But
not
this-
at all. I've been getting rides.
Okay, well, now you're gonna be able to get a license, as far as I can tell.
That would be great.
All right, the fine is $100. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. You also have to pay what's called a clearance fee, which is $45. That's $270. You have $500 of bond. You're going to get the balance of your bond money back. Is the 24-mile road address correct?
No, it's different now.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Well, all right, I guess I'll just bite the bullet. What is your address?
23313 Beverly Street.
Why'd you turn?
What town?
St. Clair Shores, Michigan, of course. 48082.
All right. Mr. Doyle, you got a favorable outcome on the offer from Ms. Davis. This, if it's the last thing, it will remove the FAC suspension, and it will not show as a driving suspended. So this should, if everything else is taken care of, clear the decks for him to get his license. Anything further we need to do here?
No, Your Honor, not on behalf of the defense.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Rebar, you're good to go.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See you again, Mr. Doyle, on any next occasion to come to St. Joe County.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Deborah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you weren't here.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, you're not supposed to know my schedule, so no big deal.
We did resolve that case.
Good.
He had everything but this. I had $500 of bond. I fined him $270, cleared his FAC, and Detective Matt Berry won't have to come testify about a 5-year-old traffic ticket.
Oh, would have been fun to see him.
Case left, Mr. Schuster. He's logged in. Everything else has been resolved. Jeanette's been here with me. Let's talk to Mr. Schuster. Are you Mason Scott Schuster?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Schuster, you got a ticket on April 20th for failing to stop at a property damage accident in violation of the basic speed law.
Yes,
Failing to
Your
stop
Honor.
at first property damage accident is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, fine of up to $100. Ms. Davis, is there any plea offer here?
Well, I don't have anything in on base. We're still struggling with that disconnect. So I don't have the ticket. I don't have a CCH, driving record, nothing.
What's up with that?
Still hasn't been solved. It's a mystery.
How long's that been going on?
Since I started.
Oh, you still aren't getting this stuff in OnBase?
Right. So apparently there's a different login for OnBase, but our computers aren't set up for it. So there's a laptop down in district court in Tab's office, but we don't want to be responsible for going and taking her laptop out of her office. So it's a struggle.
Here's what the ticket tells me. He got a ticket at about 10 o'clock at night on M60 and Jacksonburg Road, the big curve there on the way into Leonis.
Okay.
It was on April 20th. Says one vehicle accident, lost control on the curve, went off the road, striking an irrigation pivot, causing damage. Driver stated he was scared, got a ride home with a friend.
The car was left there? I guess, why don't I chat with him and we'll see if we can come up with something. Do you have a driving record by chance?
Yeah, I do. Let me tell you that. He's got,
It's valid.
yeah, he's valid. There doesn't
Okay.
appear. I thought maybe you do fixtures or something and dismiss VDSL. All right, Mr. Schuster, I'm gonna
Yes,
put
sir.
you in a, what's called a breakout room so you can discuss this with the prosecutor.
All
and
right.
see if something can be worked out. What do you do, sir? Do you work someplace?
Currently I'm unemployed, but I'm looking for a job right now. I'm trying to graduate high school so I can get a better job than like fast food. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's honor in any job, but what?
Yeah, there is.
Where do you go to high school?
I can't really think what it's called, but do you know the old middle school in Sturgis where they do online?
Yes.
Yes. Sturgis ECAD. That's what it's called. Sorry.
Okay. All right. I'll send you out with a opportunity to talk to Miss Davis.
And just,
you got it.
he doesn't have any other tickets or anything on his record?
No.
Okay, very good. We'll be back.
Okay. All right, Jeanette, that takes care of everything we had. You know, the guy had trouble logging in, and that's quite common.
I missed a couple, apparently.
What have you got?
Richard McCorman.
Huh?
Richard
Oh,
Mockerman.
Mockerman, yes.
And James Singleton.
Singleton was a no-show.
Oh. And then I assume that Wilkins is an afternoon arraignment, which I'm not sure if there's something that's attached to that, maybe.
Wilkins, yeah, he got arraigned. He's a fireman. And I think maybe they amended the charge or something.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Mockerman is here with my file, so let's make a record on him. Thank you. File 202484. He's got a Marcellus address. We'll wake him up. He's got an old 616 area code. That work.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, that won't work. He got picked up in Allegan on April 9th and posted a $400 bond. I suppose we'll try a show cause. The new rules require show causes before bench warrant, but it's so cumbersome. We do a show cause, we do another show cause, they don't show up, but we'll wait 5 years like we did for the other guy. So I'll do an order to show cause with Mr. Maka, and we're unable to reach him by telephone or passenger pigeon. I think that resolves everything. Do you have anything left?
That's all I have on my list. I think that's it.
Well, we didn't do too bad. Miss Allen's gonna contact, I think we ended up with just Singleton as our only no-show, or that and this dude. All right, well, Debbie's talking to this kid. We have a busy afternoon with the last pretrials. Judge Patterson's still on vacation. Let's email Matt and see what's going on with the pretrials. Let me look again at Mr. Schuster's. Did you ever forget the name of where you went to high school?
Me? No. I think that's a town I'm kind of from.
Well, he's got nothing on. He's got a completely clean record.
Yeah, he's valid until 23, so, and he had nothing on it. Actually, it might just be a VBSL and be done with it, quite frankly, and maybe some restitution. I'm not sure that there was damage or not. There's not enough evidence or facts.
Matt says he's still in the pretrial room, but it doesn't look like any resolutions.
I have an ignorant question, but who is Matt?
Matt Huff.
You
don't know him?
Or what?
He is a probation officer. Matt, the probation officer. He's proficient with this stuff, and so we've asked him, Judge Patterson and I, rather than have the people wait around, he conducts the pretrials when they ask for a pretrial before attorneys, and the prosecutor meets with him and they mediate things, and if there's a plea, then they send it over to us. If there's not a plea, they ask for an attorney to be appointed and set it for further proceedings. You haven't met Matt? He's
no, if I have, I can't put a name to a face.
So he first worked in community corrections with Aaron Goff, and then we hired him and transferred him over to probation. He does a real good job for us. And he also gets stuck with some of these extra Zoom tasks that they didn't used to have to deal with.
Well, hopefully this isn't going to be a forever thing.
Yeah, we all thought we'd be well over and done with this by now, but
Yeah.
here we
I
are.
was thinking 2 or 3 weeks when it first happened. In
Well,
fact,
when it first happened way last March, 11th or 12th, we thought, well, we'll be shut down for a couple of weeks and everything will be fine. And
yeah.
we didn't know what we didn't know, and we still don't know what we don't know. So we're stuck with the world as it is.
Yeah, well, I just think there's a lot of draconian rules in place that are hindering life in general that I think we could do better, but that's just my humble opinion, as they say.
Well, I tell everybody if they don't like it, they move to India.
No, I don't think I want to move there. I'd go to Texas or Florida.
The pre-trials were all Constantine cases, most of them. Debbie, what are you doing with that kid? Talking her leg off? Okay, let's see what we got. Have you met the new guy yet?
No.
I haven't either. I hope to meet him soon.
He starts Monday, doesn't he? I think.
I think so.
I thought I'd come over and see him.
That won't mean you won't be busy with this anymore? Or?
I have no idea. I don't know if this is the end of my stint or what at this point.
Well, I always will need some backup. Maybe you could get all the way in and take a couple weekly shares of the defender contract.
Oh, I don't think so.
Maybe like 10 weeks.
Nah, this has been almost a full-time job this past month, so.
Yeah, well, we're lucky you're there to help. I didn't think there was that much to talk about, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think the guy's a talker too, so maybe. Sometimes it's just real hard. I mean, sometimes something simple just turns into something complex.
And what often happens, and I don't know if I'd be guilty of this myself, they don't try to do the Zoom until 1 second before the hearing starts. Now, from time to time, I see people that logged in at 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and they practiced first, but very often at 2 minutes before the hearing they start to try to do Zoom and realize once you finally get everything loaded and understood, it's easier the next time, but it is hard for people, particularly if they're not technologically savvy. Normally our young people are. I may just close her room here. I'll give her a little bit. This was a 2008 Pontiac. The fear with these, as you know, is always that were these a drunk driver that got away, and you just never know. April 20th, 4/20, means some things to more people than it does to others. I don't know where this kid falls in that, but April 20th was a Tuesday night.
I didn't look at the time of the ticket. What time was it?
10:06.
10:06. Yeah.
No, 8:06.
It doesn't strike me, and this is maybe
No, 8 o'clock at night.
unscientific. He does not strike me as somebody who was out drinking and driving. But
Well, you never know.
but you know,
Let's see. I'm gonna close that,
days.
drag them back in. I got 59 seconds. All things considered, we're really not in too bad a shape. Absent this, we would have been done in an hour.
You kicked us out.
Yes, I did. We didn't know if you were.
I was just beating him up in there.
Okay. Poor
So,
guy.
I know he's probably gonna go be really sad today. No, just kidding. What we want to do is set it for a pretrial. I was just explaining to him he can get an attorney if he would like, but it's not going to impact what I'm doing as far as my offer. I just need to follow up and see if there's any issue with the restitution request on the irrigation, or if there is some sort of an insurance issue. But I think we can get this resolved.
All right. Wants to check restitution. The farmer that owns all that land there farms a lot of land.
I wasn't sure, do you know who the owner is?
I believe so. He mows all those.
I didn't pull it up on the GIS yet, but I was going to see.
He's one of the largest farmers in the county.
My guess is that he's got insurance, but there could be a deductible, so.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask to set a pretrial for 2 weeks out,
Sure, that should get enough time.
May 13th.
Friday the 13th?
No, that's Thursday, the 13th.
Okay. Good.
Mr. Schuster, the prosecutor's gonna do some follow-up find out about whether there's any damage to the farmer's pivot. Now, I don't know exactly, right at the corner of M60 and Jacksonburg is that little triangle where that little junky garage is.
Yep.
Did you go in? Is that where it was?
Yeah, I had gotten, I'd say about maybe 25 feet into the corner, and then I started hydroplaning because I didn't realize how wet the road was. I started hydroplaning, and then my car would not turn at all. And by the time I hit the dirt, it wouldn't catch traction. So I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
Okay,
went off
don't
the
tell
road.
any more about it at this point. I'm just trying to
Oh,
get a
Can I-
handle on it.
all right.
Your Honor, can I just screen share real quick so I can make sure that I'm looking at the right spot? You can
Okay.
maybe. So Mason, can you see the screen that I'm sharing? Is this right
Yes.
here what you hit?
Is there any way for me to? Oh, I can zoom.
I can
in.
zoom out. So this is M60 coming in. Here's Jacksonburg Road in that triangle. This is the
Okay.
only pivot that I see.
Yep,
That
yep.
looks-
That was it. That was it. But I believe I hit that end.
This part?
That end. Yep, I hit that end.
Okay.
The officer that came out to my house, he told me that there was damage, but it wasn't very bad. Like, it wasn't enough to break it. It's not broken.
Okay.
But I understand that you guys have to make sure that there's damage and stuff.
Okay. Well, and I just wanted to be sure, was there like the wheels or the tires of the metal pivot? Is that the part?
I believe it was one of the water pipes, the very thick ones that comes up out of the ground to go into it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of. I'll
right.
check.
I
Judge,
don't
think we're gonna
really
need to do a
know
site
much
visit
about
out
them,
there,
so
drive out today.
Okay, no.
Jeanette, what do you got going on?
That big Indian mound is out there on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Schuster, she's going to give a thorough analysis of this. Now, nothing too terrible is going to happen, even if you got convicted as charged. You're just going to pay a fine, but she's trying to see if it can be maybe resolved a little bit. We're always a little leery of these when people get in an accident and leave the scene. We wonder what was really going on. This was 420 day. I don't know if that was relevant to this, but anyway, you didn't get any other ticket from the officer, but you just left your car there and then went home?
Yeah, I did.
All right, okay, don't say any more. We'll wait till we see where we go. All right, we're gonna try this again. It will be by Zoom again, and you've practiced with that. It'll be May 13th at 8:30. We'll send you a new notice, okay?
8:30 a.m.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Schuster. I'll see you on the 13th.
That's
All right, I'll see you then.
All right, thank you. Debbie, unless you'd prefer to do it at 8:30 p.m., I won't be here, but
I mean, I think he's not a morning person, so I'm an evening person too, so I'm not gonna lie.
that was pretty
fine with
cool the way
me.
you pulled that picture up there. That's really, we got an actual picture of what he actually hit. So
Is that
that was,
really an Indian mound on the other side? When we were driving
I've
the other
always
day,
believed it was.
I told my kids, I'm like, I wonder if that's an Indian mound. I'll have to check it out. It is really neat, it's
anyway.
like just by itself in the middle of that field. Hope they don't dig it up.
All right, well, we'll try again in 2 weeks. Thank you for your help on this. Sorry I jammed up your morning. Jeanette
you're
is going to take the rest of the day off, and the rest of us will keep working. All right, thank you both
right.
for your help. We'll
Bye, Jeanette. Good seeing you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Do I have anything else with you this morning?
No, we don't. That completes everything.
So we just have final pre-trials this afternoon.
Yes, and nothing came over from the Casey Matt side from pretrial, so I guess we're done for a while. All right. See you
Thanks,
later.
Josh.
All right, that completes this portion of our morning. I don't believe we have anything until 1:30 this afternoon unless we get some walk-in business, which does often happen. All right, that concludes our morning